All right, now we're gonna do the dot drill. And in the dot drill, we're going to try and pre-fatigue the hip, the ankle, and specifically the quad, the glute, the hamstrings, and all the supporter muscles in both joints. Now the reason for that is we're going to move on to the stronger, the more explosive exercises like the deadlift, the cleans, the squats, and we wanted to create two things. One is to make those exercises feel a lot tougher without actually adding the extra weight. And two is to create a lot of stability and strength in the hip and the ankle so that those exercises are much less likely to create injury. Now what he's going to do, Coach Rozzi, is going to go through 5 different patterns. It's totally arbitrary. It really doesn't matter. You can make up your own patterns if you like. But the point is, do it repetitively enough that it creates that fatigue that we're looking for. So go ahead, Mike, show them what you got. Last one. Good. And Mike actually did a very good job. He made sure that he did it technically correct. Wasn't all that fast, but that's what I want you to do at first. And then as you get used to it, you can blaze those. You can go a heck of a lot faster. And then maybe what you want to introduce is a stopwatch. And as he gets better, not only number one are we creating that stability and strength we were talking about before, not only are we creating that pre-fatigue that we want to encourage for the next exercises, but now he's becoming a heck of a better athlete. He's faster, he's quicker, he's more explosive, he has better balance. So it serves several purposes. It's not just a drill for one thing. It really creates a lot of different things in an athlete. What we're doing now is a squat. Now squat, just like the cleans and just like the push press, are designed to be a very explosive movement for the lower body. Again, almost no upper body, very explosive. But the challenge with all these exercises, and even more so on squat, probably more than anything else, is to avoid injury. And squat is a very, very injured exercise, mainly because there's two things that are incorrect. One is everybody wants to do a ton of weight, which, think about it, if you're putting a ton of weight on your shoulders, on your back, that's not a good thing. And number two is everybody wants to go fast and deep. Deep is no good, fast is fine on the way up, but on the way down it's not good. So we're going to show a perfect technique of a squat. Now, truth be told, I personally don't train a ton of squat. I think it's a great exercise, maybe the best way to train hamstrings and glutes and quads, but only sparingly. If you do it too much, it's simply a lot of stress on the back. So we're going to go with Mike over here, and he's going to do one set of 135, about 6 reps. And you may not be able to see from that angle, but you can see from here, we have a nice little pad on there. Now I know a lot of the guys, a lot of the big strong football players and meatheads are going to tell everybody that this is for wimps, but the truth is, if you can do something in a safer manner, do it. There's no reason whatsoever to put more strain on your shoulders than you need to. Now in Mike's case, for example, he has very, very large traps. He's a big strong guy and he could handle it theoretically, but I teach everyone to use the pad. It's just a safer, simpler way to do it. All right, Mike, whenever you're ready. Good. Now, where he sets up is great. He's directly underneath it. He's not leaning forward. And now he's going to tighten up the stomach, suck in the air, and then push up, and then take a step or two back. Good. Now, as he goes down, it's got to be slow. Slow is the only way to go. Down, pause, breathe out, pop it up. And this is the way I teach you constantly. Breathe in, go down, pause, breathe out. Good. There is no other way to do a squat. As you breathe in, you're creating what's called the Vaccaro maneuver. It creates intrathoracic pressure, which stabilizes the spine. If you can do that, you can prevent almost all the stress in your low back. Good, let's go 3 more, Mike. And if you're looking at his posture from this angle, you can see chest stays tall, his knees never go over his toes, and he does not go especially deep. Good, last one I believe, right? All the way down, pause, breathe out, walk it all the way in, rack it up. Good. Now, a lot of the guys are probably looking at this also saying, how come he's not behind him squatting him? He's in a squat rack. I don't need to be in here. If he were to lose it, he's going to hit the bar. He's going absolutely nowhere. Definitely the safest way to do it is in a squat rack. Free weights, someone behind you, probably not the best way to do it, because even if I'm really strong and I'm a real good spotter, I'm probably going to lose it too if he loses it. He's a big dude. He's bigger than me, and he's probably going to do a lot more weight than I could do. So if I'm trying to spot him and he loses it, I'm going down too. I would much rather have it in the squat rack, so if he does lose it, he'll drop a foot or so and that's about it. The weight will stop right there. And then I can just help him as he comes forward. So again, spotting is key, but certain times, certain ways is better than others. All right? So again, most important points in the squat, Slow and controlled on the way down, breathe in and tighten up, and when you get to the top, you bring it all the way in and rack it up, and the same thing when you start. You come underneath and you bring it up. What I hate to see is a lot of guys leaning into it and straining their back as they lift up. All right, that was well done, Mike. Good job.